look at the more modern, current line of Transformers Generations on the shelf with Skids. One of the, I think he's Autobot Skids on the box. But one of the characters, one of the stars of the current More Than Meets the Eye ongoing comic book. Great series. You'll hear me say that a whole bunch of times anytime I talk about Transformers, probably. But it's a great figure. It looks very much inspired by that design, but with an Earth-based car mode instead of the Cybertronian car mode, because, you know, why not? Makes sense that way. But it's great. Not perfect, but really, really cool toy nonetheless. Comes in a neat comic book, a great comic book issue, actually. So the nice throwbacks, there's accessories, throwbacks to stuff in the book. It's good. It's very, very good. But like I said, not without its imperfections, which we'll take a look at in a little bit more detail right now as we look at Transformers Generations Skids. Okay, here we've got Transformers Generations Skids. Maybe he's Autobot Skids. I don't remember exactly. He's probably Autobot Skids. He's based off of, in robot mode, especially off his appearance in the More Than Meets the Eye comic book. But they gave him an Earth-based alt mode for the car here. And so you got this really nice throwback to the G1 paint job on the original figure, where he was kind of like a wagon type thing, like a hatchback thing. It looks great. It's a really, really good alt mode. The stuff on the front looks really cool. The grill looks really nice. This is really prominent as robot mode, which is pretty rad. Yeah, overall he's really, really good. This is a great, great alt mode. Size-wise, he's good. He's a really solid size, which we'll see in a second here. Here he is with Hoist. And now we kind of called Hoist out for being a bit small when we checked him out, I believe, last episode or the episode before. But he's, you know, Skids is longer a little bit than Hoist is. You know, he just looks better. I mean, it's just a really, really, really good alt mode. Bottom line, he's a really good looking car. I think he may be about on par with like the Classics Bumblebee from a while back, which I don't have one of those handy on me, because I have cannibalized mine for customs and whatnot. But bottom line, this is a really, really, really good alt mode. Here is Skids in his robot mode. Now it is very, very heavily influenced by his More Than Meets the Eye design, even though that design is a Cybertronian car of some kind. It's still really, really good. It looks damn solid as that version of the character. Just to kind of compare size real quick, here he is with Show Cutter. This is one of his modern counterparts, and they're very evenly matched in size. Now, of course, he should be bigger because he's a truck, but, you know, Transformers, scale, all that jazz. He looks really, really good. That said, it's not perfect. There are a couple things that sort of bug me. The main which being this right here. I feel like these wheel wells left over in the back, they just kind of jut out. They don't really do anything. They don't tuck away or fold. They just hang off the back. Worse than the back cable does. Like, the stuff here from the transformation, the roof of the car and the hood, I mean, it all tucks away very tight, very clean. It's a very, very clean backpack. But this crap here just sort of, it just hangs. You know, I like that the wheels end up on the bottom of the feet. That's kind of a cool design. You don't see that very much, but this is kind of tacky. It would have been nice if this could have just folded down or rotated down to cover up a little bit. It looks like an afterthought. Other thing that the other big detriment to the robot mode is he's not that stable. He's better now. Right off the gate, if you get this guy, these two pieces here, these top pieces on his hips, are assembled incorrectly. There's a little L and R stamped on both of them, and they're backwards. So he had very, very little range of motion. Like, he could do maybe this is all he could do, but now he can go all the way up. Like, you know, it hindered it real bad because they were just built wrong. So you can pop the legs off the ball joints, pop these off the swivel. Don't need any tools. But if you switch those two things around, you'll have a lot better time getting your Skids to stand up. Even with that, though, he really could have used some heels. Some pop-out heels here for the robot mode would have been nice. Because he's not super duper back heavy or anything, but of the modern Transformers, he is one of the more wobbly ones. He kind of tends to want to fall back, and if he had some little heel pieces to come out to flip down, they'd go a long way. I mean, you know, kind of see big giant block feet here. You know, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to fall down. His feet are huge, you know. His feet are actually longer in the front than they maybe need to be. still, it is really, really nice. And he's armed to the freaking teeth. He's got more weapons than I've seen on a deluxe class figure probably ever. First off, he's got his binary gun from the comics, which is pretty awesome. Great throwback to the comics. He has this bigger blaster rifle here. Those two weapons pegged together. So he has this massive rifle that comes together so he can hold in his hands. That's cool. He has this automorphing gun gimmick on each of his hands here. Spin those and they come out. They move together. So he has these wrist-mounted blasters up in his shoulders. He's got these missile pods that come down like that. Whoops. They do get stuck from time to time. Yeah, so he has a big missile pod on each side, and he's got cannons that come out of his back. They just get tucked away, and they, can come out during transformation, or they cannot. Doesn't really matter. But when you do all of that, you have your Skids here, ready to do all kinds of damage on anything dumb enough to get in his way. So yeah, armed to the teeth. To the teeth, or whatever it is that Cybertronians have in place of teeth. Awesome. That said, all this crap does kind of get in the way of his arms a little bit. He doesn't have a whole lot of mobility side to side on his arms. Doesn't do a whole lot. Hell, up and down even, because this big piece here, tends to hit the door. So his arm mobility isn't the best without kind of having to move the backpack out of the way. It mostly hurts side to side. You really don't get much motion at all for that. But it does look really, really cool. And how many people are going to pose him with his arms straight out of the side? This is not going to happen. So I mean, it's not a huge deal, but just kind of something worth mentioning. Like I said, the biggest problem is all this crap down here, and the fact that he kind of wants to fall backwards a whole lot of the time. But boy howdy, he's a great figure. So if you see this guy around, he's hitting shelves right about now. I think they started popping up just before Christmas. So if you haven't seen him in your area now, you will see him very shortly. And hopefully he will not be in short supply, because he is fantastic. There's Generation Skids. Like I said, really cool. The design is good. Transformation is a little muddy. That's why I don't want to, mumble up in front of your hands, whatever. But the transformation is cool, but it is not very camera friendly, if that makes any sense. But the design is cool. Like I don't like the weird, lower leg kibble nonsense. It looks like an afterthought. Wish he had heels, but overall really cool. Like I like the wheels on the bottom of the feet. I like the door wing. The door wings I've never seen door wings done quite that way. Normally they're on like a ball joint. It's different. It's very, very cool. And how many ways can you design a damn car transformer? And they did a really good job on this one. And nothing else. He's a really cool character from the book, and it's really cool to see them pushing the publishing and the toys in kind of the same way. There's some really cool synergy among the Transformers brand that we've never seen anything quite like this, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll see more of that as the Dark Cybertron story progresses and more toys come out, and I'm hoping that it's just, I want an RC, man. Get us an RC figure and then we'll be happy. So, go to PanelsOnPages.com, check out all of our geeky content, subscribe to our YouTube channel, listen to the podcast live at Tuesday nights at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at chat.panelsonpages.com. And, yeah, subscribe to the site, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on the Twitters at PanelsOnPages, we're everywhere. So, yeah, check out next week, or 2 weeks from now. I'm going to be talking about probably my favorite deluxe class Transformers figure in a long time. I'm talking about Waspinator, and it is perfect. Perfect! So, yeah, get on these guys. Get on the Skids. Get on the Waspinator. You'll see why in a minute. So, yeah, great stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.